And we're back. And if you're joining us right now, we're just getting into our second conversation for this morning. And we are shifting gears and we're now talking to representatives from Social Security Belize, and they're going to be telling us all about their new online service. And joining us for this conversation, we have Chandra Cancino, who is the General Manager of Corporate Customer Relations Services with Social Security, as well as Arlene Neal, who is the General Manager of Service Management. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Gavin. Good morning, Marlene. Good morning, Belize.
All right, and thank you for joining us for this conversation. This is a pretty exciting development. Now, why don't we just get right into it and talk, explain what the new My Social Security service is all about and how did it come about, really?
Okay, so I could probably start with that. And what the as we had we were mentioning earlier, the My Social Security, or the Peranza project, as we have dubbed it, because Peranza is the Garifuna word for hope, and that is the name we gave it back in 2017, 2018, I think it was, when the dream was born, and we decided that we were going to go with the online services for Social Security claims and benefits. And so it started way back then. Of course, COVID was very helpful in slowing down and accelerating the process. Accelerating the process in that we were forced to move to online appointments because of the restrictions, social distancing, even the shutdown. Although Social Security never shut down, we restricted our services to appointments only, etc. So yes, but it slowed it down in that we were supposed to launch our phase one from last year. But nevertheless, we're here today. We're very excited and very pleased to bring this service to our stakeholders, because we are doing this for you all. And so this is the launch of phase one. We are launching in 4 phases. Well, the phase 0 was the pre-launch phase, where we were saying coming soon, expect your online services, and people were saying, well, when you reach, with the wait and wait. So finally it's here. This is phase 1 now. And this is the My Social Security portal and registration services that we are now offering, effective Monday, yesterday, March 29th. Going forward, we will then launch phases 2 and 3, which is the compliance or the contributions section of the online services, and then benefits. And so the process that we are launching today is for asking persons who are insured with Social Security or who have a Social Security number, as well as those who don't, to log on to the portal and sign up. What the portal is, I try to liken it to like your little Facebook page for social, between you and Social Security, where all of your information will eventually become available. At this time, there is nothing there. At this time, it will be only for card renewals and registration. In the next couple of months, we will then add your contributions. All of that data is being transferred. You will then be able to see your contribution history. And then going forward, you will then be able to claim for benefits. So then Ms. Neal has a little bit more information perhaps on the actual process of launching signing up for the My Social Security portal.
Okay, Arlene, tell us.
Hi, good morning, Marlene and Gavin. Good morning, Belize. So this My Social Security self-service portal, as we're seeing on the screen, is an online platform to allow our customers to create a portal account and commence the registration process online and visit the office to finish the process. Creating an account is a requirement for you to be able to, of course, access the online platform of the self-service portal. You follow the various fields. It's a pretty straightforward process, and it requires it facilitates 2 segments of customers: those who are already registered, which is our larger population. They would enter their information, an account would be created, and they would get an email with a reference code and a QR code that they would need to wait for a social security officer to be in contact with them for us to validate that that person indeed is who they say they are before we give them access to that social security registration account. If you already registered, you would have a social security number, and that is the account that we will give you access to. Thereafter, you would go on the online platform on the my social security self-service portal, and you're able to do an application for a replacement card. You're able to do an application to update your marital status or any other information. And for persons who are registering for the first time, they would create a portal account, but their account wouldn't need any validation because there's nothing to link that account to because they're just starting the process. And so their transition would be create an account and they proceed to enter their online application, get an appointment to visit the office, and once they come into the office, then we complete the process. So the customers are now able to enter their personal information once their portal account has been created, continue to do their transactions, all registration transactions online, and they're able to also request a link to any child or children registration account as well.
Okay. So this is, so you spoke of two areas. Somebody who already is registered with Social Security and somebody who wants to register for Social Security. And that's the first phase of the project. That's what you'll be able to do.
Yes. Okay. Persons who want to register for the first time, persons who already have a Social Security number and want to access that account online would be able to do so via the self-service portal. Currently, you still have to do through the appointment process on the portal, visit the office to take a picture, an electronic signature, and present your original source documents, your birth certificate, your passport, and whatever else that supports your identity based on your nationality as well.
Okay.
And I'm sure that, even though you went into the process just now, some of our viewers who are watching will be, thinking, what are the major benefits that this new service provides as opposed to the old process?
Oh, the benefits of this is that one, you have access to your registration information online. You start the process online for us where you enter your information. You visit the office in a more organized manner. We've been doing bookings for registration appointment since last March, given the COVID challenges, managing the crowd. This will enable us to also improve the service time that we offer to our customers in terms of long waiting in lines, and there's a crowd in the office, and so you're able to manage your time better.
Yeah. No, it's go ahead.
And later on, this is the first phase of the portal services. Later on, we have where you'll be able to access your contribution history. Everything that we have on record for you will be available to you in your portal account, and you'll be able to also access your benefit record. The platform that Chandra spoke about for later launch would include where you are able to also submit a benefit claim online.
I was going to get a bit more information on the renewal of the cards. Is it a simple online process, or does that also include a visit to the office?
All requests for new or renewal of a card ends in the office. Okay. You start the process online and you end it in the office, since we must take your picture, we must capture your electronic signature, we must, where necessary or required, your original documents such as your birth certificate, your passport, and any other support document that identifies you.
And when Marlene, that's where the appointment system comes in, because also through the portal, during the process of whether it's a renewal or a new registration, you are required to make an appointment to do exactly what Arlene just said. To go into the office just to have the verification done. So it's not a case of going now to the office and being in a long line waiting to get this done. You will have a definite day and a definite time where you will go into the office, and you should not be waiting in a long line. And so the process should be faster. We do have a little backlog of an online line where you get an early appointment.
Okay.
But we're working on that and trying to see how we may be able to add on to the number of appointments that we're making, because we see that the uptake is very high,
Yeah.
and persons don't want to wait too long for their renewals or for their registration. And so we're currently working on trying to add additional appointments to that service as well.
Well, because the Social Security card is such an important part of or identifying tools when we do a lot of different businesses. So we're always asked for it. My question has to do with just kind of this whole transition online. This started before COVID, and there's a lot that you've had to jam in the past year, from online sickness claims to a number of other things. How much has this helped in moving this process forward, that you're now at phase 1?
It has helped us a lot, simply because we were thrown into that online service life that what we have been planning for, but we never really knew the reality of. And now we are able to see simple things like, for example, submitting the sickness benefits. Persons, we are seeing that a lot of these claims we offer the online service, and we tell you can scan it or you can take a picture, but we notice that a lot of these claims that are being submitted are not clear. So, those are things that we are learning as we go along. So we are trying to improve on that, so that when we get to the point where we are launching the claims benefits process, these things we can address. So it's been a good, a good transition for us to be able to understand, the challenges, not only from the business side or from the back end, but also from the customer's perspective.
Yeah.
And the best way to access it, I mean, I know that it's on the website, but from the graphic that was just shown a little bit earlier, it is also something that you can access through your mobile device, right?
Yes, the process will end. Will end with a Social Security app, where you will be able to just, forgive me, download or upload it to your phone all the time.
Yeah.
But put it on your phone or your mobile device.
Yeah.
You will be able to access your services directly from there as well. That's towards the end of the phase, the end of the plan.
And so this is, starting off with just kind of the application for cards or renewing your cards. I keep on hearing you say that's just phase 1. And I'd imagine while that's a very necessary service, it's probably not your most demanded service.
Surprisingly, we see from within, we see the registration process for Social Security as one of the most important processes, because that is where you become an insured person. That is where you enter into our world of Social Security, and then everything else follows thereafter. So in order to qualify for benefits, you have to register. In order to pay contributions or have contributions paid on your behalf, you have to register. So for us, and for a lot of persons, it's their lifeline for work. Persons who come to the country as, let's say, immigrant workers and have short-term work permits, they need a Social Security. They need to register. We use the word at Social Security register, but sometimes we want to clarify and add renewal, just so that persons know that it's not only registering for a new card, but also renewing an old card.
Yeah.
So it's important for us, but indeed, numbers-wise, certainly the benefits section, that we have a lot more, in the thousands of claims per day and per week that we have to manage. So importance, we see it as a very important process, but certainly when you look at numbers, claims would be certainly the highest, claims and benefits.
Yeah. And for people who are still not internet ready or internet friendly, you're still offering the service where they can go into the office?
Yes. We are still providing assisted services. You can still Well, we also launched our customer care center yesterday, Monday, right? Yesterday, yeah, the 29th. The same time we launched the online phase one. And so we actually have a unit now dedicated solely to assisting customers, which we never had before. So that group of persons is managing all the customer channels, customer communication channels, which include telephone, which include messenger through our Facebook app, which includes we now have a live chat on the website. So if you go to the website and you have a question or you want some clarification, you can chat with us instantly on the website. And during working hours, all of those channels are answered either instantaneously or within a few minutes, depending on the queue of questions that are coming in. So yes, we do provide services for persons who may not be technology savvy. They can still come in. Of course, we encourage them to make an appointment. We're still in the middle of a pandemic. We want to avoid crowding as much as possible. And so we ask that, you use the appointment system if possible. You can get an appointment, call the office and they can help you to get an appointment through a phone call. And as well as the persons who, may not be able to read or to write, we provide assisted services. So it is not mandatory at this time.
Okay. And since you keep on teasing us that there's more to come, what's the time element for the phases? So we're doing this portion now. When do you plan to roll out the addition of other services to be accessed through my own portal?
Arlene might have a little more insight into the timing of those.
Between now and later on this year, there will be several other services that will be rolled out as a part of the deployment of the full Peranza platform. Right after this, we move to services for the employers. We do have an online platform right now, but that will be integrated under the Peranza platform. And we continue to build based on our design plan. Where employers will then be able to use that platform to pay. We have where customers will be able to access their contribution platform. We have benefits upcoming, and I think Gavin had asked earlier, and we do have a series of different portal access that will be available. Right now, if you go on the portal site, you will see only insured persons. That is for our employees. But later on, you will see an employer section. You will see where you have medical provider section. So and Gavin had also asked about if we're only able to access the service right now online via the website. That is so, but it's on any device. And the app for the telephone and the mobile device will come later on.
Okay. Definitely, I think when we think of this particular time, one of the conversations that we're starting to have is how our reliance on technology may be something that has changed for good. Many people, I think, will not want to go back to some of the traditional ways of doing things since they've discovered the convenience of online. But when we talk about Social Security and we talk about private data, the biggest concern is security. So let's tackle that one. How secure, or what efforts have been put in place that whatever information is submitted is private, confidential, and safe?
Well, for the Peranza project, right? When we had these preliminary discussions all the way back to 2017 and 2018, that was one of the major concerns. Security of persons' information. And so from the moment we started to build, because this actually Peranza is a systems integration of all of our different our registration, our benefits and our contributions. It is will all now be integrated into one. So certainly security was on the forefront of that discussion, and so it was included in the preparation for these online services. So the providers that are assisting us with building this technology have a very key role to play in ensuring that the information is secure. I'm not a technical person per se to be able to give you the technical details, and we have somebody who will be able to do that for you probably the next time we speak with you. But 100% sure I can tell you that security was at the top of the discussion and one of the number one requirements of the providers that are in the process of helping us to build this technology.
And Arlene, from your end, what's been, I mean, it always is an adjustment when you roll out a new service. What's the feedback like so far?
Oh, the feedback has been great.
Yeah.
We've undertaken training for our staff. We know that it will take some time, like any change that you have to manage, you continue to monitor.
Yeah.
Since yesterday, we've had a number of activities happening on the page, on the portal. We've had persons sign up. It requires a validation process. If, like I said, if you already have a social security number, that we can validate who you are. So our staff is engaged to ensure that when the customer creates their portal account, we reach out to them to confirm and validate that they are who they say they are before we link that registration account. And so we expect that it will get very busy. As always, like Chandra said, registration is a full-time service that we offer, and it's continuous. So we're excited to see how this will roll out. We continue to review the level of service that we provide, and we know that appointments are of high demand, especially in some of our bigger branches, like Belize City, Orange Walk, and Santa Elena. And so we're working very hard to see how else we can extend the service within the capacity of our resources as well, while not compromising the level of service.
Yes, because yesterday we had only launched the portal quietly because we still want to ensure that everything is working before we start the actual campaign for the uptake. And we had already in a couple of hours we already had over 100 people that had signed up for the portal. So I think people, especially the younger generation, are hungry for this sort of access to information, as opposed to having to come into an office and request your contribution history and wait 6 weeks and all of that. And so I think it is also important for the younger persons to start to engage with Social Security at a younger age. We tend to wait until we are sick or until we are going to retire to look at what we have contributed over the years, and sometimes it's too late, and we don't meet the requirements. And so I think this is also going to be helpful to engage those persons who may not think that Social Security is important now, to keep engaged and make sure that they know what's going on with their Social Security account and contributions.
Can parents register their children through the portal?
Yes, that's a very good question, Marlene. Anybody who is 14 years or older can access the portal, create an account, and access their information. A parent right now is authorized to register their child or children under 14 years of age, and they are able to do that as well on the portal. The parent of a child between age 14 to age 18 can access that child's account on the portal. They can request a link, and they will be provided a link to also be engaged in that child's account up to age 18. Of course, we have to also verify and prove that you are indeed that parent of that child. And we have the situation where you have persons who are unable to act for themselves, and so they have a legal guardian. Once that legal document is provided to us, we also grant you access to that portal account for that individual that you're acting on behalf of.
Okay.
Ladies, we are just about out of time for this segment, but we certainly appreciate you coming in and telling us all about some of the features of this new service. And we, of course, encourage people to go out and access the service if they're able. So thank you.
Thank you all for having us.
Thank you
You're
so much.
always very good hosts, and always give us the opportunity to share new information and updates. We'll probably be coming back again for the next phase and a few other times to keep the public engaged and informed.
Definitely. And I'm sure by the next time people would have gone through the process and they'll have lots of questions for you
Yep.
then too. But we appreciate you keeping us in the loop and letting us know that this is taking place. One more service that we can at least initiate online and eliminate the process of going in and reducing the time it takes. So thank you and best of luck.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right. With that, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, as we've said, a lot of families are not in a position to be able to travel this Easter, but that doesn't mean you can't have fun. We have some great ideas coming up after the break, so please stay tuned.